Hi, my name is Officer Hamlin. I want to help walk you through the process of surrendering your weapons based on the court order you received called an order to surrender weapons. It is important to know that this will not last forever. If you turn in your weapons and follow the court's order, and there are no other orders or convictions that say you cannot have firearms, your weapons will be returned to you as soon as the order expires. Now, I know that going to court can be hard and confusing. This is especially true when you may also be going through a tough time in your life. Our goal is to keep you and others safe while you're working through this. There are federal and state laws that say people who are restrained by certain protection orders can no longer have guns in their possession or control, or have a concealed pistol license, often called a CPL. If the police did not ask you for your firearms and CPL when you were served with the order, the law requires you to immediately turn in all of your firearms and your CPL to police. The law also says you cannot buy any guns, apply for another CPL, or have any gun in your possession or control while the protection order is in place. If you have guns or a CPL, you must immediately turn them in. So how do you do that? The order you received will tell you where you should turn your guns in. Now, when you turn your guns in, the police department or sheriff's office will give you a receipt that lists each firearm and CPL you turn in so that the court can make sure you've included all of them. If you don't turn in all of them, you will be in violation of the law. Now, some people have concerns about whether they'll ever get their firearms back or if the police will take good care of them. The law requires the police to store them so they can be returned to you. The order to surrender weapons will end when the protection order expires. At that time, you can go to the police agency where you turn them in and ask for them to be returned. They will be returned if there are no other orders or convictions that say you cannot have firearms. As far as safe storage is concerned, don't worry. The police take great care to make sure your property is stored safely. Now, this next step is also important. After you surrender your firearms, you need to give the court a copy of the police receipt and fill out a form showing the judge that you surrendered the guns immediately. This form is called Proof of Surrender and Receipt. You have 5 days from the day that the judge signed the order to surrender weapons to file the form. If you don't provide that proof to court within 5 days, you could be charged with a crime. So what should you do if you don't have any firearms? First, it's important to understand that once you are served with the order, you may not give away, transfer, or sell your guns to someone else unless the court gives you permission to do so. And that person needs to come to the court so the judge can make sure they are allowed to have guns. If you gave, sold, or transferred your guns before the court issued the order, you'll need to bring proof of that to the court. You're still required to fill out a form swearing under penalty of perjury that you do not possess any firearms or concealed pistol license. This form is called a declaration of non-surrender. It must also be filed with the court within 5 days of the judge signing the court order. You must tell the complete truth on this form, or that also will be a violation of the law. You can turn in your forms by coming to the courthouse directly, by sending them to the court through the mail, or filing the documents electronically. But it is your responsibility to get the forms back to the court and to show the court that you obeyed the order. You may also have been ordered to attend a compliance review hearing. The date on this hearing is listed on the top right corner of the order to surrender weapons. The review hearing is often scheduled either several days to a couple weeks after the order to surrender weapons was signed by the judge. You are required to go to this hearing. If you do not go to this hearing, you may be charged with a crime or be found in contempt. In the review hearing, the judge will look at your court file to make sure you surrendered all of your guns or CPL immediately and filed the form showing you did it within 5 days.
And you signed a declaration of non-surrender?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying you don't have any weapons or firearms?
That's right.
Or if you do not have guns, that you filed the form swearing that you do not have any, or to provide proof if you sold or transferred them before the order was issued. We know this may be a very difficult time in your life. We want to make sure you and others stay safe until the situation improves. We also want to make sure you follow the law. Thank you for your time.